Hey guys, want to do an update. I'm moving plants into the greenhouses and everything. Overwintering. It's already too full, and now I'm just trying to fit stuff in. Stuff that I just don't have another space for, like another spot. I'm completely out of space. The fact that I started repotting the plants that we want to use for breeding in the next years made the lack of space so much worse. So now I have a bunch of really nicely potted plants here, and I'm out of space for the seedlings for the smaller ones. So I'm not sure what I will do, but yeah, I need a bigger greenhouse soon. Otherwise, I don't know. I need to stop breeding. It's just like every year there are a lot of good hybrids coming. Like when you're sowing out the best, if you only sow out the best crosses, then you already need a lot of space. So serious space problems in here. Yeah. The heater comes here later, so there is not a lot of space left. This is just one greenhouse, and there's a few more spots in between here. I haven't put plants there yet because there's a spider web, and I didn't want to disturb the spider. I just felt bad for it. I didn't want to wake it up and mess up the net that it made. But over here we can put a few more bigger plants, maybe this size. And yeah, but apart from that, I have to overwinter inside the house. Again, a bunch of good ones that deserve to be, I don't know, kept. This year I would sort out a lot again. I will not ship anything. I'm just not equipped to ship stuff. I do I donate stuff, that I do not fit into the greenhouses anymore. I do not want to deal with moving plants around, meeting people, saying, because my health isn't great. I don't want to have to show up at a certain date when I'm not feeling well. So I'm not doing that kind of stuff. When I sort out plants, I donate them locally. That kind of stuff. Not sure if we do it this year again. Last year I did it on Halloween and it was not really a success. I had to bring in a lot of plants again that should have been picked up, So we'll see. I'm not sure if I do that again with Halloween. I actually like doing it, but I had to carry all the stuff back to the house over winter. I had to overwinter it inside the cellar, and it's so much work, So we'll see. But I'm out now, just looking at the plants, looking at the pot, making a decision if it needs to change, if I need to change the soil before the winter or not. And that is what I'm doing right now, trying to overwinter what I can the way it is, so I don't have a lot of work with these. I'm just picking the ones where I feel like they totally need work, something that I really don't like. And I'm doing these, repotting these, and the rest I try to overwinter the way they are. Here's the other greenhouse. Lot of plants. Windows still open because I'm still waiting for fruit to ripen. So at some point I will have to close the window again. Hate when that happens. But I'm just out of space. I'm really out of space. And I'm sorting out a lot. It's not that I'm not sorting out. It's just when you're working as a breeder, a lot of stuff comes up every year. So sometimes it's good to have a system in place to deal with the excessive plants, And for the future, that's something that I want to work on. Just so I have automation, that I don't have to deal with that stuff every year. These need to be watered. inside the greenhouse, they still need water when it's warm. Some of them have been too dry for too long. But right now, I'm just trying to get everything into the greenhouses in a way that doesn't cause problems, where they make it, you know. Every plant that I move in, I need to look at it and think, what does it need to make it through the winter? And then we do that. Yeah. I'm happy with every plant that I touched this year, you know. I did so much repotting and all. But it's crazy how much space you need. That is something that I can only repeat. As a breeder, the amount of space that you need is excessive. Like, just to see out a few crosses, let it be maybe 50 crosses or so that you made. Every of those 50, if you only keep 5 seedlings, you need an extreme amount of space. So long term, I will probably not be able to sow out so much. What I'm sowing out, I'm doing that for the channel. This year we will sow out every day, just to show the process and everything. I want to keep the seedlings in the house in the future until they are big enough to be moved out. But long term, there needs to be fewer seedlings, so I can focus on the good ones. And yeah, a lot of stuff to do. I would love to keep them further apart in regards to the space and all. I would love to move them to different spots and all. It is mostly a space problem. That is something that every breeder has. But over here, it's particularly bad because I'm working low budget. Really, not a lot of money involved. These are small greenhouses that are cheap to heat, because that's the main factor that I consider, having to pay for it in winter. So that is at some point you just are out of the good spots. So in the future, I want to build more good spots. That is the goal here. Maybe one bigger greenhouse, but it's still away. Still some time away. It's time to move the plants into the house. You know, when it's so wet that you have that many mushrooms. So this is the other greenhouse that I now have for the lobevia. Mostly trying to have the lobevia here. Lobevia in little seedlings like these. Lots of lobevia everywhere. I like them. But next year I need to really decide what to keep and what not. I'm not sure. I could use this space here for seedlings, for other seedlings, you know. But I kind of like these lobevia for breeding. They're very useful. Good for crosses to use as fodder. But there's a limit, you know. I should maybe sort out 50% of them. And I still have a lot of fruit ripening. This one, maybe 2 weeks away.